technology. Anyway, without further ado, that way, yeah, that way. That's Loz.
Hello.
And finally, we can start This Is Your Game. It wouldn't be This Is Your Game without technical issues. Every week there seems to be new ones. Also, Ash and Fufa, thank you for that subscription. And for telling me the sounds are balked. So, This Is Your Game is a retro podcast where a fellow Twitch streamer comes aboard and tells me about a game from their childhood. This week, as you can see, it's Loz Ryu's turn in the TV. And what game have you bought this week, Loz?
I have brought Final Fantasy VIII, and I've just realised I'm staring at you, so I'm going to look this way. Yes, Final Fantasy VIII is the game.
Final Fantasy VIII. Well, before we get into the game, Loz, let's speak about you. Who are you to those who don't know?
I guess in Twitch terms, I'm Loz Ryu. I play games as a lot of us do. Currently on that Souls bandwagon. Yeah, that's about it, really. I love games. I love football as well, and wrestling. So if any of that's your jam, you can check me out.
The biggest bandwagon on Twitch, Souls.
Yeah.
Miyazaki's making all that money, Miyazaki. I suppose next, really, why Twitch? What brought you here? How did you find your way here? Why are you here?
Well, I wasn't prepared for all this. I actually thought of streaming way before lockdown, which I think I've heard quite a few other people say the same sort of thing. And it took lockdown for it to happen. I just figured I like playing games and like talking to people about games. So that's primarily what I do on my channel. Because I used to do that sort of off stream with friends. I just thought, and then actually some of them moved on to other things, aren't around as much. So kind of left me on my lonesome. So yeah, Twitch seemed like a good idea.
Also, thank you for the raid beats as well. Thank you very much. But yeah, the new designs I hear people talking about by quoting in chat. But yeah, back to that. So yeah, much the same with me. I was made redundant from my job due to the pandemic. And I was like, well, I like playing games. I like chatting about games. Wouldn't it be cool to just try this thing and see if people would like to listen to me talk about games? So yeah, I'm a lockdown streamer, as they probably call us as well. So yeah, aside from Twitch then, have games just always been around for you?
Oh, yeah. So if we're casting back to childhood days, Mega Drive was the first one I owned. I played on the SNES around my cousins in Japan. Street Fighter 2. Became a fan from then. I studied games design. If we're fast forwarding a bit, I studied games design. And I currently work in games industry. Games have been around me ever since I was young.
Yeah, well, that's nice to know, because I too began on the humble Mega Drive, or the Sega Genesis, as cousins across the pond knew it as. I always liked the Mega Drive name, though. It was very much of its time, but it made it sound cool because it had the word Mega in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So lots of Golden Axe for me, Columns, Sonic. There was a ninja game as well. I can't remember the name of that one.
Oh, I don't know what
Shinobi,
I think
that was the one. Shinobi.
Oh yeah, Shinobi, of course. Yeah. I was playing an X-Men game, Echo the Dolphin, and Tailspin, and Bomberman. Those are the 4 games I got with it at Christmas, I think it was. I'm surprised I remember that, to be honest.
It's funny what you remember, though, isn't it, from childhood with gaming and stuff, and particularly, like the other day I was playing Spyro the Dragon again, and it's weird how you can just remember the game so clearly and different events and moments from your childhood so clearly.
Yeah, definitely.
So let's move on to today's game then, Final Fantasy VIII. what made you pick this game?
So I guess it just it brings me back to the days of secondary school, and I resonated a lot with it. I think because of the whole exams and sort of school aspect that sort of crosses between, the game and where I was at the time. And I did like Final Fantasy VII prior to that. But yeah, I'm not 100% sure what it is with 8. I think it's just I was a bit older, so I understood it a bit more. And there's various things, like it was the first game I clocked 100 hours in, and that sounds silly, but the clock actually couldn't cope with 100 hours. It turns red. I guess they thought of it, because clearly I had it built in, but the clock turned red and reset to 0. I got everything in it. I think it's the first game I probably 100%ed. So I think that's why it kind of really sticks out for me.
Yeah, I know personally for me, Final Fantasy VIII as well, the designs really appealed to me, and it was the first time where, even though FF7 is obviously this majestic game and like a landmark game, and rightly so, with Final Fantasy VIII, it was that first kind of, and we'll see shortly, the graphics really hold up for me. Like, it was the first kind of like human-looking graphics. The CGI cutscenes had improved immensely in the short space of time. 2 years, I think, between this and Final Fantasy VII. This was 98 or 99, and Final Fantasy VII was 96 or 97 even. So yeah, only 2 years apart, and graphically leaps and bounds above the prior release. I remember the story being quite interesting as well, a lot of twists and turns. And the Gunblade
as well.
Yeah, the gun.
Yes, there we go.
Get the Gunblade and how cool it was, and so yeah, I guess let's get to the game. Now, chat. Hopefully, there's no horrible other sound issues, and you can hear the game, see the game.
Oh, there we go. Looks great.
We're gonna start a new game. We're playing this on the Switch. And yeah, the reason why we want to play the new game as well is, again, to show off. It doesn't look like great now, but for the time, 98, the CGI cutscenes were really, really good.
I might turn on the sound for this. I haven't seen this in years.
Oh yeah, the soundtrack's really good.
Yeah, it's incredible, wasn't it, for its time?
Yeah. Projo's asking, was this your first Final Fantasy game?
Oh, no, it was 7. But yeah, as I sort of mentioned, I felt like I was a bit too young for 7. I didn't quite understand it. And I never went back and replayed it for some reason until more recently. So yeah, 8 was the one that sort of the one I resonated with the most, I suppose.
It's great because obviously we've been friends for a little bit now, but getting to know more about our game's history, it's funny how much similarities we share in that as well as just what we enjoy about games. Because for me as well, I like Final Fantasy VII, but FF8 certainly does resonate more with me as well. It was the first Final Fantasy I'd played all the way through.
Yeah, same. Because I didn't finish 7. It got too hard for me, I think, at the time.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, it's funny though, because obviously I think we're in the minority in that regard though. Obviously everyone loves 7.
Yeah.
And then you got fans of 9 as well, and 8 seems to always be down at the bottom half of the list of Final Fantasies that people would pick.
I never played 9. Likewise with 10. Final Fantasy 12 would have been the next Final Fantasy I played.
Well, 9 and 10, you should definitely look at streaming those. Maybe they are good.
Yeah, I've heard
They're very good.
10's very good.
Yeah, I like 10. I like 10 a lot. That probably comes second for me, actually, if we were doing a list. The infamous cut.
Yeah. I was surprised by how bloody it was as well. Like, even though Ares gets impaled, there's not like a lot of, blood or whatever.
Yeah, they don't show any, do they?
No. And here we are in game. Yeah, this is the remastered version, so the character models have been redone. Should we go? My forehead hurts because it probably does.
I don't know if this choice matters, does it?
No.
Yeah, speaking of the remaster, though, it's well, we obviously won't get to the. I don't think we will get to that part in the game, but this game gave birth to that infamous meme. Don't know if you know the one I'm referencing.
I'm not sure I do.
About Skull being the best looking guy in here.
Oh yeah, and
then
it's the the PS1 character model. Yeah, I do know now. I am just going to kind of blast through the dialogue, unfortunately, because we're limited time with the show, and we want to get to the action and see a bit of the gameplay, and we will be here all day if we just go through with the dialogue. But the basic is, Squall's got hurt, he's waking up, and his teacher's going to come meet him now. And there's a mysterious woman. I think you find out who that is later in the game, right?
Yeah. Oh, pre-rendered again already?
There's a lot of pre-rendered cutscenes in this game. This is kind of like the era of pre-rendered FMVs. I remember Resident Evil 2 had a lot as well. Like the introduction of the liquor.
That was a good one, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's one of the most infamous cutscenes ever, I think.
Yeah. I don't know. Obviously, I'm looking at this and it feels like this is how I remember it, but obviously it's not. It's the remastered.
Yeah.
Be quite funny to see the PS1 version now.
I still own my original copy. Good evening, Blue. How are you?
Hello.
I love how they kind of carried on the character trait of Cloud as well, of being this kind of edgy, I guess, kind of silent hero type.
Everyone called Skull Moody, didn't they? Moody. Yeah. Well, at the time, people were saying Moody emo was the descriptive term for him, which I feel was a bit unfair, but
yeah, I feel like he's pretty much in the same vein as Cloud, really. I think what got this game, if I had to guess, why it wasn't, well, it was critically liked, but not kind of necessarily by the fan base, is because it had that difficult role of being the one that came after 7.
Yeah, exactly. Set the bar high, didn't they, with 7?
Yeah.
Obviously, all the ones before that didn't look like that. They were all 2D sprites. And then obviously the good story and the materia mechanics and everything. It's hard to beat.
This old cipher.
So I already remember like looking at this and then thinking, yeah, I used to sit at the back of class with my head down on the desk.
Praying to go home to play more Final Fantasy VIII.
Yeah.
Haven't been to the fire cavern. We have not. You won't be able to take part in the exam if you don't fight a big fire beast.
Of course.
We've got no excuse to get out of it. Ain't that the front
I think we have
gate?
time to stop off and play a card game. I don't know how early you can do a card game in this.
Oh yeah, I forgot there's like a really in-depth card game as well, isn't there, in this?
One of my favourite things about it. It's so good.
I remember the music being really good as well. It's got this kind of
Yep.
guitar.
First intro to Selfie, is it?
Yeah. What did you think of Selfie? I found it quite annoying at the time.
Yeah, she was my least favourite in terms of what's her limit break as well. Yeah, my least used character, I think. Which did pose a problem because there's one part in the game when you're in the prison and I think you're stuck with a certain set of 3 characters and 2 of them were extremely weak. It's made it hard.
I don't have time to help Selfie today. We're on a mission. See a fire beast. I think this is the card person.
I can't remember.
No, it's not.
I think it might be someone inside the garden. Actually, I think we've already gone past, but we could do it on the way back, maybe. Yeah, it's called Triple Triad. They made a web-based browser version as well.
Oh, of course they did.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it was official actually, but
Squall, you're forgetting something. We're forgetting our girlfriend.
of course.
Quetzalcoatl. And Shiva. Got a few things to explain before we head off. Girlfriends give us strength. The stronger the girlfriend, the stronger we become. Very valuable life lessons there.
Noted.
I'm glad you've taken note of that in class, Loz.
I learned a lot of things from this game. This must have been the fastest you ever get a summon in the Final Fantasy, surely.
Yeah, I think... What did you think of the GF junction system? I know a lot of people think it's like really convoluted, but I kind of enjoyed the fact that you could get stuck in with magic straight away.
I really liked it. No, I really liked it, especially some of the ways you get certain abilities are really clever and important as well. But I think, obviously, the problem with it was the drawing, which is what everyone seemed to hate, which I can kind of understand.
I think for me, the drawing system kind of increased the grind as well. In that you had to kind of, if you wanted to stock up on magic, you couldn't just buy, or you didn't, you know.
Yeah, that was frustrating. But if they'd, I don't know, got around that drawing part of it, or the need to have like 99 or whatever it was, junctioned, then I think it's as good as the materia sort of mechanics, I think.
I'm not actually sure what GF stands for, other than it's not girlfriend, but
Guardian Force, I think.
a Guardian.
But
There we go.
I might be wrong. I might have a quick Google, so I can quickly correct myself if I'm wrong. Yeah, Guardian Forces.
Guardian Force. Also, welcoming Rebel. Good to have you here. Oh, I like this as well, in that you could get extra bonus damage with Squall if you press the right trigger at the correct time.
Yeah. Another cool little feature, wasn't it?
Like that.
Don't make them like this anymore, do they?
Nah. It's all real time now. To be honest, I did wonder how they were going to do 7 remake, and they had that mode in where it did have the kind of timed battles.
Yeah.
But it turned the game to easy mode, which I thought was a bit like it wouldn't let you choose your difficulty. It would just lock you to easy if you wanted the turn-based.
Did you unlock a harder setting in that? Because I haven't finished it.
You have to beat the game once to get hard mode. Which is not a hard mode, it's just New Game Plus, isn't it? They've just called it hard mode.
Oh, right.
you take all your upgrades and your levels with you. It's like, yeah, you can...
Yeah, it's basically New Game Plus, isn't it?
Yeah. Right, let's junction our girlfriends.
I did watch a speedrun of this a couple of years ago. Not the whole thing, but I remember seeing some of the ways they junctioned was quite interesting.
I remember watching it, Final Fantasy IX actually. The speedrun for that, which was, well, it's not really a speedrun when it's 12 hours long, but still it is. But the speedrun for that was really interesting, and the little kind of tricks and hacks they have for the game to kind of speed up the grinding and certain overpowered items.
Yeah, I think 7 is interesting. I didn't realise how good enemy skills were until I watched that. I think half of the game, the guy just uses Aqualung the whole time, which is interesting.
Oh, what time limit should we go for?
Oh yeah, you set a time, don't you? So I can't remember what. Oh, so the quickest one you get a higher seed rank, right?
Yeah.
Almost said CD then.
We'll go for 10 minutes.
Well,
I got 10 minutes earlier. I did a practice run earlier.
We have faith.
Well, we are always hard, usually, so...
Well, there you go. Got this. Some funny dialogue.
Yeah, there's some really interesting dialogue. I'm like, you shouldn't really be talking like this when you're my teacher.
Yeah.
And then there's that bit of the party where she's like 21, I think. I'm just like, how are you a teacher at 21?
It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just realised, can I get the sound through the Discord?
I'm not sure because of how it's streamed.
Okay. It's all good.
Yeah, it's a bit awkward with streaming console games.
Oh, missed a draw point. Unbelievable.
Oh, we don't need draws. We don't need draws.
Bombs, they can be quite dangerous here, actually, can't they?
Yeah.
Infamous enemy.
I've got Shiva.
Oh yeah, they're not instant casting this, are they? That's different.
Yeah, you have to wait for the countdown to go down.
Hmm. Here we go.
Looks a bit like Cortana in this one.
Yeah, I'll see that. I'll see that.
Lane, hello, welcome in. And Luna as well. I might have forgot to say hello. Hello, Luna. Right, 7 minutes to beat if we ever get there.
Yeah, that's fine, isn't it?
Yeah, because if I remember right, you don't actually have to defeat Ifrit, you just have to do a certain amount of damage to prove your worth.
Yeah, and he joins. Something interesting about Ifrit, as we are saying, I went into someone else's stream and they were pronouncing it Ifrit.
Ifrit.
And yeah, and people in the chat were like, yeah, that's how it's supposed to be said apparently. Ifrit. But I mean, I don't know if that's 100% true. But yeah. Food for thought.
Who would you say is your favourite Final Fantasy summon then?
Ooh. In this or across all of them?
Just across all of them.
Helmet's a classic. But I would probably go for Anima from number 10. It's very unique. And yeah, just the moves and the moveset and yeah, the appearance. Very cool.
I've not seen that one, I don't think.
Oh, you should, yeah, definitely check it out. Oh, yeah, 'cause obviously you haven't played 10, right? So yeah, you need to see that one. It's got one of the longest summon sort of sequences, I'd say.
I remember
Really
in
cool.
13, is it Shiva's like a motorbike companion?
Yeah, I think I think something strange like that. I think you might be right. I didn't get very far in 13.
Me neither. I
tried, but yeah, couldn't do it.
It was very corridory. Apparently it opens up a lot more in the second half of the game, but it didn't grip me enough.
Yeah, I heard that as well, but obviously it's that thing of, can you really say, you know, I get good after 12 hours, is that acceptable?
I don't think so, personally.
Yeah, I think 12's a bit too long, isn't it? Just didn't like any of the characters either, really, to be honest. You meet most of them in the beginning.
Yeah, and
First big sound.
they really tried to make Lightning a big, like, you know, a big character, and she just didn't have the personality for me.
It was like the female Cloud, wasn't it? That was their attempt, almost. Which is fine, you know. But yeah, I don't think it really worked. And I don't know how they ended up churning out another 2 games. Just I thought was interesting because X2 or 10-2 rather, I wasn't a fan of. Too many the games just full of mini games, and then I was just surprised to see them do it again with 13-2 and what was it? I don't think it was called 13-3. It was like Lightning.
Yeah, Final Fantasy
Returns.
No, Lightning Returns, a Final Fantasy 13 story. It had some weird Square Enix name. So Ant Chapman, hello. How you doing, Ant?
Oh, it's Ant. Got muck.
Ant, if you play Final Fantasy, what would your Final Fantasy be?
So, I suppose back at you then, Snake. What summon are you picking?
I tell you what, I do like Bahamut, but from the Advent Children movie. Even though you don't get to use them because it's the film. I really like that design.
That one might be a bit similar to the one in 10.
Other than that, I really like. Yeah, Ifrit. I kind of like fire. Fire magic.
Is that you're going pyro currently in Dark Souls, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm a bit of a pyro fiend.
Pyromaniac, some might say.
Oh, there with the puns. You're certainly firing on all cylinders.
Oh, God. I'm going to lose this battle. We'll end it there. He win. Another tutorial, is it?
Yeah, it's for the element attacks that certain girlfriends will give you elemental attacks. I haven't played the first disc of Final Fantasy VII on PS1, but got a savoury soft locked it in a position where you just die immediately after loading it.
Oh dear. That's not nice.
I did that in Fallout 3 once and had to like go back to an old save that was like an hour ago. It was like, heartbreaking.
Yeah, I think we've all had that moment, haven't we? Where a save is a bit further back than we wanted. Is it weird that I remember this? I think this enemy's called a Buell. I might be wrong, but I remember its card stats from the card game. It's just so weird.
That'll be our next protocol, the card game.
Yeah, I think it's. Sorry, go on.
I think if we progress any further now, it'll take us to the first big kind of set piece for the game.
Yeah. Try and play cards with the guy that is guarding the sort of gate. I think he might. Yeah, the Buell. I think it's 6 top and bottom, 2 left and right. We'll see if I'm right when we do the card game. I've forgotten the trigger for what is bomb. This is not expanding at the moment, is he?
No, I think he has to do self-destruct attack.
Oh, maybe I'm mixing it up with the way they behave in Final Fantasy X. I think they used to grow between each attack until
yeah, in this they have a specific self-destruct attack.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's different and they changed it. for the latter.
One thing that always impresses with this as well is the soundtrack. Really, really good.
Oh yes, yes, yes. The fight music for the flashbacks with Laguna.
Yeah.
And the boss music as well. Big fans of those.
I know Nobuo Uematsu, I hope I pronounced that right. He does a lot of concerts, doesn't he, now?
Mm.
I'd love to go and see a live concert.
Yeah, I've got a friend that's been quite jealous. But yeah. I think also, I don't know if you watched the Olympics opening ceremony, but...
No, I haven't got to it yet. I need to catch up on that.
I think we might have spoken about this off stream, but yeah, I'm convinced they had a lot of game music, and I only recognised some of it, but a lot of it sounded so familiar. There was Ni no Kuni, there was Final Fantasy.
I was surprised to see Nia
I'm sure there
in
was
the
more.
list as well, because I'm like, okay, once you start pulling out Nia, you're getting into like niche territory.
Yeah, I haven't played Nier.
Automata is very, very good. I haven't played the original. I know the remake has come out. But Automata...
Is that Replicant, isn't it?
Yes, Replicant.
Yeah.
A string of numbers that no one will ever say.
Yeah.
Always
Taking
remember,
care of your GF.
Yeah, remember, always take care of your girlfriend.
This must have been deliberate.
We've got a girlfriend tutorial now. I tell you what, there's a lot of tutorials in this. It's like front loaded with tutorials, and then
I don't feel like FF7 helped out in this regard as much as this game is doing from memory.
No,
I might be wrong.
It just threw you straight in with that mission, and then within the first half hour you've got the spider tank boss.
Yeah.
And I always used to die at that because I didn't realise when Barrett tells you to not attack it while its tail's up. That's actually the tutorial. It's like, you know...
Oh yeah. Yeah. So I think it's this next bit. You might be able to play cards with... Oh no. You need to collect the cards off someone first, don't you?
Yeah.
I think. Try the guy at the gate. If that doesn't work, I think I remember who it is. Yeah, this guy. No, I think you need the pack of cards first.
Him? There's a card club here.
Yeah, I think you have to go up the lift. And I believe it's the guy that's he's either sitting down or he's next to the lift. I think it's this guy.
Yeah.
There we go.
Pressing Y.
I don't think you can play him at cards. Yeah, but he gives you them, and then that sets you off. Oh, here we go.
Right, you're gonna have to guide me through this.
Oh, well, just pick the bottom. Well, you got the Ifrit card, so that's... Just make sure you don't lose that. Yeah. Yeah, that's the best you can do, I think. Yeah. I wouldn't use the Ifrit yet. Just put any of those down because they'll probably get overturned. Okay. This isn't easy. This will end up in a draw probably. Any move you make, you'll get taken probably. So just make sure you flip it, I guess. Maybe use the caterpillar one and put it top right. It's been a while, so not really.
Oh, Moth used to play this.
It's so good. It's so good, isn't it, Moth? Okay, I'd use the middle one and middle left. Now, I think you have to use the Ifrit to take that in the bottom middle. And this will probably end in a draw, yeah. It's hard to start. When you start off, it's quite hard because we've got rubbish cards apart from the Ifrit. Or Ifrit.
Go to the exam then and see where we go to next. Can't remember how to trigger the exam actually.
I feel like when you try to leave the room, unless that's a different part of the game, then it... No. I can't remember where you're supposed to go, actually.
Oh, we've got to get changed. She told us to get changed into a uniform.
Oh, so you got to go back to the dorm then, yeah.
Navigating the world's so difficult.
Yeah. Oh, that kid has a good card, actually.
Oh, let's go and play the kid at cards. Where are you?
He comes back around. It might be hard to beat him. We might lose this, actually. If we lose, then we'll just stop. But yeah, just go with the same ones, I guess. Oh, he doesn't always play the card, though. That's the other thing. Might be able to win this, though. I hate going first because sometimes you don't always go first. Probably just put the caterpillar in the middle. Don't know if that's a good move or not, to be honest. Oh yes, use that one, top left. Oh wait, it's going to get taken now, isn't it? You're just going to have to do the Ifrit on the bottom middle, I think. Oh, and then the bottom one... Oh no, wait. You can take the middle, but then you'll be taken. Then it'll just be a draw. Or you can just do that. Yeah, it's a bit rough at the beginning. You have to get lucky, and then... Oh, wait.
Oh, we won.
They made a mistake. Yeah, it made a weird move. Why did he do that? Oh, no, because he can't capture that, actually, can he? He's got a 2 and a 1. There you go. Nice. Probably take... Yeah, the Tombury is probably the best card. Oh, no, wait, is it? The Cactuar, maybe. Cactuar's quite good. Cactuar, yeah.
Ninja
Nice.
Kong, hello.
Oh, it's Ninja.
Say Ninja, Kinel.
Right, at least we won one card game.
Yep. I said one
Sorted.
victory of the day. It's the dorms. No,
It's a library. Oh, I don't remember which is which, actually. You can read the signs, I think. You know, I think you can actually
training.
Yeah. It must be on the left side.
Parking.
Parking. I don't remember if you even need to go to some of these areas during the game.
Dormitory. There we go.
Yeah.
I really did think it was on the other side.
I thought it was on the left, to be honest, but maybe that was the medic place. That key, that sort of wolf thing, the cross, I had the necklace of that.
Oh.
I don't know why I bought it. I think I was just a big fan back then.
I know someone who worked at CX actually who had it as an earring, but it's like really big and cost a lot of money. And I was like, wow, Square Enix are still wow. Yeah. I still can't get over the price, but it was a couple hundred.
It's a bit steep, isn't it?
Yeah. I do like how Square Enix's shop is like full of like really nice things, but I'm always a bit like, oh, it's a bit too much.
Mm.
Hey, what do you think of this guy?
Zell.
Yeah.
I like Zell.
Mr. Cool.
Back when I thought, I mean, I don't know if you'd class that as, is that supposed to be a tattoo? A tribal? Would you call that a tribal? I don't know.
Definitely a tattoo or a warrior mark, I guess.
Mm. Back when it had no negative connotations to me. But yeah, he was cool in terms of the character, and his limit breaks obviously very cool as well.
Yeah, I always go auto for his limit break because I can never remember all of those.
It was one of my favourite bits, I think, doing the combos. As quick as you can fit in as many as you can in the time limit. It was always a challenge.
Tattoo's called the Mike Tyson.
That's fair. Did Tyson have it back when this game came out?
I don't think so. Maybe he was into Final Fantasy VIII, which inspired him to get the tattoo.
That explains everything. I always found it cool how the game would always give you a brief moment where you get to play as like the villain, like with Sephiroth, and then here with Cypher.
Yeah. And there are those missions as well where you play as that soldier and his two goons who's trying to romance the princess.
What, in this?
Yeah, in this.
Or are you talking about Laguna in the flashbacks, or was it something separate?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot there are flashbacks.
Yeah, there's Laguna.
Squall passes out, doesn't he? He's like, I remember.
Yeah.
Spoilers, by the way, chat. They're flashbacks.
There you go, Moff's dropping the knowledge.
It's 4 years. Yeah, so as of right now, chat, we've just discovered that Mike Tyson is a massive Final Fantasy VIII fan. I could see Mike Tyson sitting there after a boxing match, just chilling with some Final Fantasy.
Or an inspiration from Zell.
Life and death, victory and defeat, honour and disgrace. Each of them go hand in hand. How about it? You up for it? Absolutely. There's another really great CGI cutscene coming very shortly. Pride of Balam Garden. Again, chat, we're kind of just rushing through the dialogue today because otherwise we'll be here forever. But if you do like the game, you can now pick up this remastered version on pretty much everything. I think it's even on Games Pass.
Is it?
Yeah. So
probably along with the others then, I imagine.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's quite a few on there now.
Mr. Robin Williams. Can see that.
Yo, Squall, show me a gunblade. I'll be like Zell. I'll be like, get the gunblade out, mate. Let's have a look.
Of course.
That's what I'm working towards in Final Fantasy 14 right now. I'm just like, I don't care about anything else in this game. I just want a gunblade.
Oh, you can get one in that, can you?
You can now, but you have to buy the DLC. They've locked it behind expansion content.
Of course they have. It's fair enough, I suppose.
I'll lay not. I'll whip the gunblade out for anyone. Oh, what have I done?
Oh, those are the...
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you could use the speed one, I suppose.
It actually speeds up the dialogue. So yeah, we're going to just skip past this dialogue section here and get to the really cool bit.
You can't get in combat either in the car, so...
Try to steer the car at like triple speed.
Oh, now I've just realised which FMV you were talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Oh, so Lane's watched some FF8 speedruns as well.
I'm going to have to watch some FF8 speedruns.
Yeah, I really enjoyed watching the 7 and 9. I didn't get to see all of the 8 FF8 one.
Dolly Dukedom Parlem.
So from what I remember, I think it's the Galbadian army is invading Dolit.
Yeah.
I can't remember why though.
Yeah, the G army.
Yeah.
I must say, what I quite like is how they make it really feel like you're about to go on a military mission, like with the briefings and stuff.
Yeah, it gives it a big game feel, doesn't it? That's what it's got to it.
Yeah, it's very cinematic, even more so than FF7. I mean, they definitely learnt from that game, and
it doesn't speed up the music, does it?
No.
Because that'd be annoying.
Right, here we go.
Oh, yeah.
I always used to think they were in space, like spaceships there, and then realising it's like the water reflection.
Yeah. It doesn't give much away until there, though, does it? So...
No.
Music is so good, Lee. So good. I always like how in Final Fantasies the story starts off sort of relatively small and grounded, and then it goes a bit mad, because obviously this starts quite political. It's got wars going on and stuff, and then it just becomes this ridiculous thing about time travel.
Yeah, it goes really bonkers towards the end. So.
Yeah. But that's why we love Final Fantasy. Eh?
Yeah. Although it's almost a shame they kind of, a lot of the political stuff I do abandon mostly, from what I remember as well. Because it could have almost been like a Gundam in that respect of like it's got all this bombastic action, but the politics are kind of there as well. But we will save the game just in case we meet an unfortunate end. Blaine knows time compression.
Yes. It is time compression, yes.
Blue Blue, towards the, well, about halfway through the game, this game just goes absolutely bonkers.
Is there not, I mean, yeah, the main goal of, well, I mean, it doesn't matter if we spoil stuff and talk about stuff near the end, does it? But
no, not really.
It's Ultimecia, is that the name? Or I think it's Ultimecia.
Yeah, the witch
is the one. Yeah, trying to do the time compression, but I thought someone time travelled. I'm not sure. That part I can't remember that well, to be honest. Time compression is just what they call time travel, I think. Oh yeah, well, it could be. I'll need to reread or replay this, maybe even.
Is the next game for stream then, Loz?
I'm on that Dark Souls binge still.
Welcome back,
might
Quoty.
need something in between though.
Blue Lou played some of Final Fantasy X after a night out, and the others were still asleep. He enjoyed it, but he's not enjoyed any of the others. Yeah, FF8's really good, and if you got PC Games Pass, you can play this for free now, I believe. It was on there the last time I checked anyway.
The European influence on the towns here is quite cool as well.
Yeah. I've never played any
probably get on it, Blue. Get on it.
Oh, Spirits Revenge. I remember that film coming out.
Was that the first one?
Yeah, that was that really awful one. The reason why Square and Enix merged into one.
I can't really remember it to be honest, other than it was bad.
Yeah, it's so bad it sunk Square because they spent so much money making it.
I had no idea that was the case though. That's crazy.
Yeah. I know for a time they were really scared it had destroyed the Final Fantasy brand.
When did that come out then? Between which games was that?
9 and 10.
What year? They'll wash away the memory of that, aren't they, with just other films and spin-offs and such.
Yeah, very much when they've now gone to do a Final Fantasy film, it's been grounded in a Final Fantasy world already.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it was an awful film. It's an average kind of sci-fi film, but there's no Final Fantasy elements in that film whatsoever.
The same Blue, I remember that as well. It's funny how that works. And will we think that in 10 years' time when we look back at graphics now? I don't know. Obviously they're better, but way better.
I just remember a recent comparison, which is like Digital Foundry's comparison of the new Ratchet and Clank. And they compared it to the 2016 CGI movie, and it actually looks better than a CGI film.
Interesting. Can you R1 with Cypher in
I've been trying to.
combat?
I'm not sure if you can or not.
Oh. His gunblade is always pretty cool.
Nasty piece of work Cypher is.
Yeah, there you go. Now you start to see where it all begins. The turn. Being mean to a dog.
That's great, isn't it, Quoty?
Good to see others that enjoy this game. Not enough.
I think
not enough people do.
Yeah, like we were saying, it kind of has this reputation of being a not very good Final Fantasy, but I, for one, I'd probably say it's my favourite out of the ones I've played.
It is interesting looking at it now, though. Like this whole, like this Dollet town. I don't know if it's referenced as a town or city, but yeah, it looks so like sort of maybe a France or. And yeah. 7, I didn't seem to have any, I don't know, connection with the areas in that game. I guess this is a bit more grounded to real life in terms of where it's set anyway.
Yeah, it actually kind of, the way the world is, it's got that kind of Italian Paris look. It reminds me of like the worlds of Devil May Cry as well, like the first Devil May Cry and Devil May Cry 4 as well. It's like Japan has this fascination with like classic European architecture. There's quite a few Japanese games where it has this kind of big arches and brick built buildings. Well, I mean, Devil May Cry 5 is even set in London, isn't it? They don't call it London, but it absolutely is.
I haven't played enough of 5. I dropped it after a while.
Oh, it's brilliant.
Not sure why. Yeah, it is good.
Have you played the PlayStation 5 version with the DualSense?
That I haven't.
It's very, very good. Triggers work really well.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Oh, we need to heal Squall.
Well, you can get a limit break easier with the yellow health, can't you?
Yeah.
That was the mechanic in this. You can spam, is it circle, to keep refreshing the sort of moves, I think.
No, the original Devil May Cry was actually Resident Evil 4. Started life as Resident Evil 4.
I had no idea.
Yep. That's why it's set in a spooky castle, and the ending features you escaping by a vehicle. Same as Resident Evil 4.
For the knowledge, you Snake. For the knowledge.
I am. Most of it useless. It's not coming any use yet, but one day maybe. There's actually... it's quite hard to find. I think I saw it on Vimeo. There's like a very, very early Devil May Cry trailer, which is actually called Resident Evil. Not got a number on it, it's just called Resident Evil. But yeah, and Dante looks a little bit different. He's still got his silver hair and whatnot.
Rosie liked 10-2. I wasn't a fan of 10-2. Couldn't get into it. Oh yeah, and yeah, Cypher. Yeah, I think we just saw it there. He demands the killing blow, doesn't he? Because you get the most XP whoever delivers the killing blow. I remember I listened to him at first because obviously you don't know how it's going to pan out. But
No, I've not watched the new Netflix Resident Evil show yet. They're doing a new... Netflix are doing a Resident Evil movie as well, I think.
Unitidus pairing was very good. And Quotey, Snake's not played 10. I think we have to do some sort of petition to get Snake to play.
Yeah, I haven't played
10.
Final Fantasy 10, not played it.
I mean, it would take you a lot of streams, but
yeah,
it would be worth it, I think. And it's always nice to see someone, especially something you're all here on your channel, to see you play through 10 would be very good.
I don't really have to... my trouble these days with JRPGs anyway, I was speaking about this the other day with someone who's into Final Fantasy, is I don't really have time for a lot of the grind and waffle that most of these games used to pad out their runtime. I used to when I was at college, but these days I find it's a struggle to find time to play games. Even though I stream,
I don't think you'd need a massive amount of like actual grinding to go from just story start to finish. Obviously, if you want to do the side stuff, of course. But
yeah.
I watched a streamer last year during lockdown do their first playthrough of it, and it was very enjoyable. And it didn't take them that long. But then again, they were 5 days a week though. So obviously, it is still a long game, but I think you can get through it without too much grinding.
Yeah, I've never played FF8. Oh.
I must only played 8. Oh.
Limit Break.
Oh No Mercy, yeah. Remember this.
Oh,
How much of
Cypher's
a rebel?
almost dead.
2 HP. He's such a rebel not wearing the uniform. Look at him.
He's gone now.
Or maybe he does have it, but he's got his cloak over the top, whatever it is. Coat. Oh, can't you do the thing to power up GFs in this, or do you need to unlock it first?
You have to level them up and unlock
okay.
it.
Because I remember spamming that square button like mad. Was it square? I think it was square. So you can boost their power, can't you, during the animation? Yeah. Mad.
Oh, poison.
Do the limit break here, probably. There we go. I agree with Quotey. Yeah, the world that 10 sets is, yeah, it is magical.
Oh, this is going to end up badly. I know what we can do. We can use some special...
You're gonna run away.
No, we can use...
Oh, here we go, Jewel. Is this on auto, yeah?
No.
Oh, I thought you put auto on.
I forgot to put it on, actually.
Cypher's just
Cypher's
laying there.
Perfect. You can just imagine him just dragging him up the path.
Is he now dead? Because does he stay dead until you revive him?
Yeah, but you won't need him. No.
No, that's it. This is it, isn't it? But I mean, I think later iterations they bring them back to 1 HP or something.
Yeah, in this you have to revive him to use an item. To speed this up so we can get to the boss.
Yeah.
And our next character as well. With a CGI cutscene.
Oh yeah. The best entrance ever.
You wouldn't be sticking your tongue out and being a bit cheeky, would you, if you just fell down some rocks? I mean, I wouldn't. I'd be just like, fuck's sake.
Tried to style it off.
Yeah. One of these days I'm going to tell you about my romantic dreams, I'm sure. It's a wonderful dream, Cypher. I like this as well. You can go down here or you can just walk around.
One of the two options give you different scores for the final result of the exam, doesn't it? I think.
I don't know. I've not ever looked into this game that deeply.
Yeah, I think there's various actions that factor into that. Obviously, I've forgotten the name, but the spider boss, very similar to FF7 actually. You can actually kill it. I can't remember exactly how. Certain combination of maybe junctions or something, but yeah, normally it's just you just run away, don't you?
Yeah. One nice thing is you can always swap your junctions, even if you don't have a party member. Magic, girlfriend, raw, selfie, different, magic, girlfriend, item. It's the communication tower. I remember this taking me so long growing up.
Is there a... there's something... Do you get a GF at this point?
No.
I'm mixing up with something else, maybe.
You don't kill them, I don't think.
Or is it Biggs and Wedge now? I can't remember. Maybe I mixed it up.
Which is a Star Wars reference.
Didn't know that either.
They're in most of the Final Fantasy games. And yeah, it's a reference to members of the Rogue Squadron, the X-Wing, Biggs and Wedge.
No idea. Didn't know that.
And this is why you come on this show, not to educate me, but to learn about Star Wars Easter eggs. Slightly gothic, hello?
Oh yeah, it's been mentioned, but Blitzball is one of the best mini games ever in Final Fantasy X.
That's it. Yeah, that's the basketball underwater game, isn't it? Right? Is it underwater or in space? One of those, isn't it?
Yeah, it's in water. Yeah, kind of like more like handball. I'd say handball in water, underwater. It's interesting.
Here's Biggs and Wedge. They expanded their roles quite a bit in remake, 7 remake.
Oh yeah, because they're your allies in that, aren't they?
Yeah.
Water polo netball. Probably a better description, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit Rammstein, isn't it? A bit heavy metal, the music for this.
Oh, yeah, so I can't hear it, but yeah, I do remember what you're referencing now. Yeah. Oh no, it is. Of course, it's the FMV for set 10, isn't it? Sorry, yeah, I'm getting mixed up. I do remember now. Yes. In Zanarkand. No, that FMV is incredible.
What really impresses me about this one is the FMV that's played now is how it transitions so smoothly from in-game to the FMV CGI, which is like really. Well, I don't know if it's easy to do these days, but particularly back then, I imagine it was a bit of a minefield.
It's definitely, yeah, definitely easier these days. Got me.
Perhaps if someone is in game design in the chat, you can let us know. How hard is it to make a transition from a rendered cutscene to gameplay? Andy, lurking and learning about Final Fantasy VIII. Well, hopefully we're getting you interested in playing the game. Just Cypher's still going to be passed out. Oh, he's not here.
Eight eyes. Yeah, I think that is it for him, isn't it? No, I think. Okay, so I think you can draw a new spell from these, can't you? But yeah, I thought it was a GF, but it's not. Yeah.
Get thunder.
You need the thunder. Oh, I kind of want to play FF10 now with all that chat about it. You're gonna have to do it, Snake. Peer pressuring you into it. It is so good.
I'm about to start a new series this week on Friday, so I probably won't have time, but tune in tomorrow for that one, for the announcement of that one. But yeah, we're back to Dark Souls tomorrow for me. And then a quote is going to play it for me. There we go.
Yeah, do it.
Maybe we can start it up next Sunday, because This Is Your Game isn't on next Sunday, but I will be streaming, so maybe that's one. There's enough peer pressure. Yeah, the battle music's really good, Lane.
Every now and then, while I'm working, I'll just put on the battle music compilation across all of the FFs and just listen to it. So good.
Does it make you work harder?
I think it helps, yeah. Yeah.
Of course, now the next big main game in the Final Fantasy series is back exclusive to PlayStation, which I think is really interesting.
Is this 16?
Yeah. It's not even like an MMO, it's like a full-fledged Final Fantasy title.
16 looks interesting.
I've got to say, it's the first Final Fantasy, mainline Final Fantasy in a while that's really drew me in. I think because the aesthetic of it is so interesting. It's got a bit of that medieval, kind of thrown back to like Final Fantasy VI and the super early ones. And that's slightly more fantasy based.
Yeah, I think that was what everyone was looking for, wasn't it? Certainly worked. The trailer worked on a lot of people, me included.
And the combat intrigues me. The trailer looked quite dark and violent as well, which kind of interests me in where they're going to go with this.
Yeah, a bit disappointing we haven't seen any more yet, unless I've missed it.
No, they've not shown anything. I think they're focusing on... Is it called Forsaken? The other title they're doing for PlayStation?
Rings a bell, but I haven't seen much of that.
Oh, here we go.
Oh wait, this is... Oh, what is this called? Is it just called Gargoyle, is it?
I think so.
Can you draw from this as well?
Let's find out. I remember it hits like a truck. Yeah.
There you go. Siren is. There was a GF. Yeah, Siren. Not particularly that useful, obviously, with all the junctions and stuff.
Lulu's outing your employer there.
It's fine. I don't mind mentioning it. Just don't want the scene to come across a certain way, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know much about the IP Forsaken. That's for sure. Yeah, nothing.
You're merely an ant worker at the factory, not the creator.
A small cog. Just keep the place turning over. No one notices, though, you know.
We notice, Loz. I notice.
Oh, thank you. I was going to say, Lane, they're not going to do another MMO. Not yet, anyway.
Not with how much money 14 is making. They've only just bought it to PlayStation 5.
Yeah, they've just keep an expansion. Well, I don't know if the last expansion had a kind of the kind of name that suggests it's near the end. Well, doesn't even choose a Sony game for this. He's no company man. I mean, if it wasn't this, it would have been Metal Gear Solid. So, yeah, failed. It's failed twice there.
I think for my money, if I was to be a guest on the show, Metal Gear Solid would be it for me.
Yeah, MGS and FF2 series I really do like a lot. Now Blue's got me questioning which one I'd pick if I had to pick a first party one.
Half-Life 2, Blue.
And I haven't played that, sadly. Played Half-Life 1 though. Classic.
I've not played any Half-Life. I never had a PC, really, until, well, the past year, so no Half-Life for me.
Are they making Master League mode DLC? That's interesting. PES.
Oh, is that the single player mode? Yeah, it's like a £40 add-on or something.
Is it £40?
I'm not sure how much it is. I know it's pretty pricey.
That's not a good look.
£40 so for the single player update or whatever. It's a really confusing mess of a system, and I'm not even like involved in that world, but I looked at it because I thought it's quite interesting what they're doing.
I don't know what is the free part of it. Do you know, like, what part is actually free? Just online play. Do you know if that's my club or just like the regular club stuff?
I think it's my club. As a free part, okay, Blue. The free part is exhibition matches with 9 set clubs.
Then, like, it's barely going free to play, then, is it? Because no one buys a football game to play exhibition matches with 9 clubs. Like, yeah, I don't know. It's a bit cheeky to just say it's free to play, when you're essentially making the free to play a demo.
They're not saying it's free to play. Their wording is, we're creating a free platform where you can enhance your experience with several add-ons. That's the PR spiel.
And then it'll just be updated seasonally every year then?
Yep.
I mean, if FIFA did it, it would work because it's FIFA, but I don't know if it's going to work for PES.
I'm surprised Konami are even making games, to be honest, but...
Have they not got anything in the pipeline other than PES then?
A Castlevania collection, another one, leaked the other day. It got rated for... well, rated for PlayStation and Xbox and whatnot. So I think they're just going to rehash collections and that's it, I think. Quite sad, really.
Exciting. Yeah, it is a bit sad, isn't it?
But their current CEO is very much not interested in video games, so... Which feels weird.
Football, chink. It is weird, isn't it? And what are they focusing on then, do you know?
Mobile and pachinko.
Oh, right, that's why I really said that then.
They own several gyms in
I've seen
Japan
the gyms
well.
in Japan. Yeah, I've seen the gyms. They're quite old. I didn't realise they were doing that well, though. It's interesting.
Although
it is a bit sad, Lulu.
They have just teamed up with Believer Team, did the medium, to provide support and in regards to working with Konami IP. So essentially Silent Hill is what everyone's saying.
Well, that's what everyone wants, isn't it?
Not sure I trust them, but we'll see when it comes out, I guess.
Nicely done, nicely done.
There's the big boss. Defeated. Oh, you do get a siren.
Well, at least those Codemasters games will now be 10% off with EA Play, right?
Yeah. I know they showed off Grid Legends, I think the title is. But
do they have gameplay?
There is gameplay. It looks very much like Grid. But but it also has a story focus with like real people. And they were very keen to say they've used the same technology the Mandalorian used for their like virtual sets. Doesn't look as good as the Mandalorian, but they've used the same tech. Because it's Unreal Engine, isn't it? They use for Mandalorian.
Saw that as well, Blue. Saw that. It's I don't know if you know of Nelius, but he's a fellow Twitch streamer.
I do actually.
Yeah.
I talk to him sometimes in Connie Koo's chat. I see him in there. I've watched his. I think is it Wii Fit he plays or?
Oh, the Ring Fit Adventure.
Ring Fit Adventure. Yeah, I watched a stream of that the other day. Quite amusing.
Yeah, he's been doing it throughout all the lockdown. It's actually the first. I think he was the first person I ever subbed to on Twitch.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a cool guy. And yeah, he's a voice actor in that new Grid game, apparently. It's good for him. It's good stuff.
Yeah, I watched the trailer. It was very cheesy.
Not surprising, is it?
And on this cliffhanger of a tank boss.
You're not going to do it.
I am.
Oh.
Here we go. We can't give him the whole game, Loz. Can't give him the whole game.
That is fair.
Thank you for appearing.
Oh, well, thanks for having me on. It's been great.
So everyone, this is Loz Ryu. So yeah, Loz, for the new people who've showed up since the start, let's just briefly go over again one more time. Who are you? What are you doing on Twitch at the moment? What can people catch you doing?
I am Loz Ryu, and at the moment I am doing Dark Souls 1. I've caught the Souls fever, so I'm making my way through those games. I normally play anything that's new, so from time to time I will just pop on a sort of new game that comes out, but primarily it's the Souls stuff for now. And yeah, if you want to talk about games, talk about football, talk about wrestling, those are my interests, or of course talk about games, then yeah, you can catch me on my channel.
I know at the moment you're on a slight kind of hiatus, would that be correct? You don't have a set schedule at the moment?
Yeah, I've never had a set schedule. I mean, I've been quite irregular when I started, and then I got a bit of rhythm and a bit of a sort of schedule, 3 times a week kind of thing, but it's a bit less at the minute. Just got some other stuff going on, but we'll be back in full force hopefully soon.
It's very exciting. So yeah, if you want to catch Loz, you can catch him with a shout out there, so you can go and watch Loz playing Dark Souls. Hopefully very soon in the near future he'll be back full time. Well, as full time as any of this stuff is for us. Once again, Loz, thank you very much for appearing on the show. It's always a pleasure to chat with you off stream, but it's been really cool to have you on stream. And yeah, Final Fantasy VIII, such a fun game for myself and yourself, and a lot of good memories. And well, maybe you will peer pressure me into playing Final Fantasy X. Right, folks, stick around. We're going to raid now. We're going to raid out to Crastable. And again, if you're not following Loz, please make sure you go follow Loz. Wonderful streamer. Oh, Mick, you are too late, I'm afraid. We're just wrapping up, but we're going to go and raid Crastable. And yeah, we're going to go raid out now. Once again, thank you for watching. This is your game. We'll be back in 2 weeks with someone. And it's been Loz Ryu in the TV today. Loz, thank you once again. Bye, folks.
Thank you. Cheers.